for you today. Humidities have been dropping away. Those storms yesterday have helped to clear the air to some extent, so a less humid feel to things for most of us during today, but it won't last, as we'll see through the rest of this forecast. And in fact, it's not really lasting across the southeast of England either. We have seen that pressure air pushing in from the Atlantic, coming in around this area of high pressure. That's ushering in the lower humidities, but it has been a fairly slow process. So still, across East Anglia and the southeast, some fairly high temperatures and some fairly humid weather through this afternoon. The odd shower maybe through the Midlands, but behind that we've got the clearer, fresher air moving in across northern England, across Scotland too. Temperatures just nicely into the low to mid-20s. A little more in the way of cloud across the northwest of Scotland, giving a scattering of showers through this afternoon, but still plenty of dry weather in between. Looks like a dry afternoon for Northern Ireland too, where there'll again be some further spells of sunshine. 22 temperature near the average for this time of the year, and a lovely afternoon for Wales and for the southwest of England, where we'll keep the sunny skies going. Just a nice breeze coming in from the west, and temperatures of 24, 25 degrees. Again, nearer what we should be seeing really at this time of the year. Through this evening and for much of tonight, it's a dry story with clearing skies, particularly across England and Wales and eastern Scotland. A little more in the way of cloud across Northern Ireland and the west of Scotland, but we keep those lower humidities tonight, so it will be rather more comfortable. Temperatures dipping away, well, in the larger towns and cities, to around 14 to 16 degrees, lower than that in the more rural areas. By tomorrow, though, we're going to start to see this weather front just moving in a little closer, so fringing in and just scraping by across the northwestern part of the UK, western Scotland and Northern Ireland particularly, seeing again more in the way of cloud, maybe some patchy rain, but I think that'll be more confined to areas north of the Great Glen and to the western side of Northern Ireland. Really, the accent for most of us tomorrow will be on dry and sunny weather and rising temperatures once again. Notice a 30 there in the London area, and generally I think temperatures a notch or two up on what we're seeing through this afternoon. And that's the story, bit of deja vu here from when I was here last week through towards the middle of the week. The heat and the humidity will be building once again. So I think even by Monday we start, or late Monday into Tuesday, we start to see that feed of hot continental air coming in from the southeast around this area of high pressure. Still those weather fronts quite close to northwestern parts of the UK, so there'll be a little bit of patchy rain here, but for most of it it's a dry story, an increasingly hot story, increasingly humid too, so beginning to feel really quite uncomfortable, I think, with many places getting close to that 30-degree mark across England and Wales. We have got a weather front trying to push in once again from the west, behind that somewhat fresher air, but it's going to be a very slow process, and that could provide the trigger for some storms to break out once again. So Wednesday, probably the peak of the heat wave, we think, with some storms breaking out through the course of the day, but temperatures could well reach the low to mid-30s in places, so a very hot and sticky day. Later in the week, a little bit of uncertainty. This weather front is going to try and push in from the Atlantic, ushering away that hot air back into the near continent, but we're not quite sure just how far in it's going to come or how quickly. So best estimate at the moment is that Thursday will still be fairly hot and humid for many of us. Again, some thunderstorms breaking out, still perhaps touching 30 degrees in southeastern parts, rather more comfortable so again across the northwest of the UK. And by Friday, hopefully that drier and fresher air will begin to move in across many other areas. But as I say, there is a question mark over that at the moment. What we do know is that certainly through the middle part of the week, we're likely to be back to heatwave conditions again for a time. NHS Direct is the place ahead for advice on that. Now back to John in Ashdown.